Good morning, everybody. My name is Shoshanna Gross. I'm the manager of major events with the Ohio Restaurant Association. And today I'm speaking to Todd Bowen about some things that are happening in our government. So welcome, Todd.
Thanks, Shoshanna. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you too. So we just wanted to start. I know the governor had a press conference yesterday. It sounds like the curfew is going to be rolling back across the state. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what that looks like for restaurants?
Yeah, thanks, Shoshanna. As certainly everyone who's going to be watching this knows, our industry has been under some sort of a curfew, either through the Liquor Control Commission or just a general curfew since July 31st. And yesterday, the governor did announce a measurable and achievable path toward emerging from the curfew. And we've been advocating for this for a long time, but really doubled down on our efforts at the beginning of this month with the Department of Health and the Lieutenant Governor. So what's going to happen is the measure will be hospital utilization, and that's a really great number to use because it doesn't bounce up and down nearly as much as the daily cases, and it really does show what healthcare is faced with in dealing with coronavirus. So if hospital utilization, so that's the number of people in the hospital on any given day, if that stays below 3,500 patients, and that's across the entire state, for 7 straight days, the curfew will go to 11 o'clock p.m. Now, the good news for us is that that number has already been below 3,500 for 6 straight days. So barring something that I don't expect to happen, it should be announced on Thursday that starting on Friday, the curfew will go to 11 p.m. It will stay there for 2 weeks. And then if within those 2 weeks, there are 7 straight days where it drops below 3,000, it'll go to midnight. If it drops below 2,500, the curfew would be lifted. So I think this is a really good way to do this. It gives operators some certainty. And I was at Salazar's in Cincinnati over the weekend, and just that 1 extra hour will make a real difference. It'll allow kind of fine dining and family dining folks to get another seating, and it'll just lead to a lot fewer empty tables just because they can't fill them again. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, fantastic. So at long last, we finally have a plan. So as long as our case counts continue to go down, we will be rolling back the curfew over a period of about 6 weeks or so.
Exactly.
Great. We also have some news, I guess, about minimum wage, or the minimum wage has been in the news. What does this look like? What does this mean for our operators?
Yeah, absolutely. So there have been actually 3 bills introduced that put minimum wage on a path to $15. One is tied to the COVID relief legislation that President Biden is trying to get done in relatively short order. And then House Democrats announced a standalone Raise the Wage Act yesterday. And separately in the Ohio House of Representatives, a Ohio-specific $15 minimum wage was just introduced. And there'll certainly be a lot more talk of that over the coming weeks. And we'll be very engaged with the National Restaurant Association in that. And, today, Shoshanna, I want to talk about, I know there are a lot of really good market and economic reasons why a path to a minimum wage of $15 is problematic for a lot of small businesses. But today, I really want to talk about kind of the tying together. You also know that Pizza with a Purpose is going on, and that's a way that 100 plus restaurant locations around Ohio are donating $1 to the Ohio Restaurant Employee Relief Fund for every pepperoni pizza they sell. And I've been out visiting some restaurants for Pizza with a Purpose, and just hearing their stories, it tells me that, and we've known this, but it's just good to be reminded of this, that restaurant owners and operators have a real heart for their employees and their communities. And the market has already pushed wages well past what the federal minimum wage is. And the 3 stories that I want to tell you real briefly. I talked to Steve Butcher. He owns the Nutcracker in Pataskala. And what he was talking about was a lot of the people that they employ, they give folks a second or third chance. They hire a lot of young people who really just don't have skills yet. And he doesn't know if they're going to really show up for the first couple of months. And once he knows they're a committed employee, he puts them on a path toward earning significantly more than he starts people at. But if he had to start everybody at that $15 wage, that really does not allow him to take that chance on people that he likes to do. So that we know restaurant owners and operators do that across the board. And then yesterday I was in Westerville and met with Rita at Antonio's in Westerville. And she's participating in Pizza with a Purpose. And I was just struck when I was at her restaurant looking around that not only is she supporting Pizza with a Purpose, but the other things I noticed that she did for her community. And the thing that really seemed to be in her heart was the city of Westerville and the schools and the athletics. And she was telling me that Mondays is her day off, and she had volunteered for a school fundraiser for the Westerville schools to make meatball dinners for them to sell. And she thought they would sell about 150. Well, they ended up selling 850. So she said the whole day on Monday, on her day off, she's going to be in the restaurant making and giving away these meatball dinners to support the local schools. And then the third is we were at Flyers, and they are 8 locations, Flyers Pizza, 8 locations around Central Ohio. And they're part of Pizza with a Purpose. But he said it just happens that Pizza with a Purpose coincided with their annual fundraiser for Autism Speaks, and they sell heart-shaped Valentine pizzas around January and February, and they generally give $2 a pepperoni pizza to Autism Speaks. So now they've added Pizza with a Purpose to that, and for the weekend they're going to double for the Autism Speaks. So out of their $10 pepperoni pizza, they're going to be giving $5 of that away to support their community.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really amazing, and it just speaks to the heart that our operators have for their people, which is what Pizza with a Purpose is, because it gives to employees who have really been devastated and to their communities. And what I would encourage everybody who's watching this today to do, we'll really work hard to make these market and economic-based arguments on the minimum wage, but please call me, email me, tell me your story of how this would hurt what you do for your community and what you do for your people, because having those stories to tell to our elected officials is really powerful.
Fantastic. Well, Todd, thank you so much for joining us today. If you're interested in participating in Pizza with a Purpose and you're watching this, it's going on January 25th through the 31st. And you can find out all of the pizza operators who are participating. There are operators from all over the state. They're at ohiorestaurantsrelief.org. And there's a whole list there. You can go. It's pepperoni pizza. $1 from every pizza sold is going towards our Employee Restaurants Relief Fund to support restaurant employees in need of any kind, from folks who have lost their jobs to people who are underemployed, people who just need a little bit of extra help this month because they've been affected in some way by the coronavirus. This fund has been fantastic for restaurant employees across the state, and we really hope to keep it growing.
And if you can do good by eating pepperoni pizza, I'm committed to eating pepperoni pizza for lunch and dinner every day this week.
Well, Todd, you are very committed to the health of employee restaurant employees. So thank you for doing your part, and thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, Shoshanna.